Alright, so, I'm going to be doing a review of Batman the Animated Series, The Adventures Continue, Season 3. This was a comic sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again. The other thing is to why you're wondering why the light's on and why the lighting is so bad in here, even though it's, like, as of this recording, it's like almost 10:30 a.m. The reason being is because there's still a fucking hurricane, sitting, like, it's not directly over me, but the bands are going to be hanging over us for the next, I don't know, 24 or 48 hours, give or take. So, we got to do with this. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Batman the Animated Series, The Adventures Continue, written by Alan Burnett and Paul Dini. Yeah. So, this is basically, like, for those who probably already know, these comics are essentially, like, new episodes to continue with the series, with the Batman the Animated Series. And I'll give it this, is that when you read these comics, you can still hear Kevin Conroy's voice, rest in peace. You can hear Mark Hamill's voice as Joker, you can hear Arlene Sorkin's Harley. It's like Paul Dini, again, he wrote these characters to a T, and he wrote them perfectly. But now, as I said, it's been a while since I've done a review for the series. I've done, Chris has sent me, and I own the other two seasons, the other two volumes, I guess you could say, too. And Season 1 was phenomenal. I absolutely fucking loved Season 1 of The Adventures Continue. That comic was brilliant in using how to bring in that version of Deathstroke, and also made that version of Jason Todd. While it didn't make sense canonically, it was still cool. And then Season 2 happened, and they were going to have, like, Deadman, and the Court of Owls is the big villain. And that sucked. How they cheapened the Court of Owls really was not great. And also it was a big overarching story with all the villains felt like side-tier characters, and it was like a guy running for mayor. I'm like, holy shit. This is monotonous, and that was bad. So when I heard that Season 3 was going to be, I think they still they've still said that this is the final volume of The Adventures Continue, I was like, I hope it leaves on a strong note, and we actually get some payoff with Jason and Deathstroke. Nope. I'm going to tell you right now, that whole cliffhanger at the end of book 1, where Jason is recovered by Deathstroke, and they kind of leave off there. Nope, we never get any mention of Deathstroke or Jason again in this book. I don't know if they were planning to do that for a season, for a book 4, and they just got canceled, or they just didn't want to write anymore. Who the fuck knows? But yeah. So if you wanted any closure with the Jason and Deathstroke arc, that's gone. That's not happening. But what it is just kind of a collection of stories that are loosely connected. The main focus of this is that we get Batman teaming up with this guy called the Muscle, who was created in Season 2, and he basically is going to turn evidence over on the Valestra family, and shit goes sideways. And then it just kind of builds up to... The two big stories are involving Batman and the Suicide Squad teaming up, and we get our animated universe version of King Shark here. And the other story is a 3-parter involving Batman, Ra's trying to convince Batman to take over the League of Assassins when Gotham goes suspiciously quiet. And it also has a lot of stuff. It also has Batman juggling his relationship with Talia and Selina. It's not a bad story. It's just we've done this 3 times already with Ra's al Ghul. So yeah, I will give it credit is that when I'm reading this version of Ra's al Ghul, I can still hear David Warner's voice. So rest in peace. The comic itself, they're not written bad. It's just that the stories really just feel kind of not there. The Suicide Squad story involving Joker's new henchman called Straight Man, turning out that he's some kind of super soldier created by Hugo Strange in the US government. That was kind of neat, but it really did feel like, hey, here's this new henchman for Joker called Straight Man. Because funny, he can't take a joke and all that. Oh, never mind. the comic itself does feel a little out of, unconnected. And while it was the first two really did feel like there was a lot of like attention to detail, even as bad as season 2 was, there was interconnection with the story as well as season 1. Here, it's just like we had 2 stories and then we had 3 open spaces, so let's just do a Ra's al Ghul story that really doesn't amount to much. You know, it's not like we left lingering plot threads in boat. And this one has plot threads too that aren't going to get resolved either, apparently. There are like several storylines in here that are never going to get resolved, like involving Straight Man. The Court of Owls suck again. Like the Court of Owls are back in here and they're still toothless. And also, they make no less than 3 to 4 HBO Max jokes. That's not funny. Like, hey, this place gets HBO Max, and that joke gets used 3 more times. Like, hey, this place has got. I hope the place got HBO Max. Don't you know Warner Brothers owns HBO Max? The joke was, I heard to quote Batman, I heard it all before, and it wasn't funny the first time. This book's just okay. Like, really, it's just kind of okay. I just wish, I wish we just got more closure with the other 2 books. And I know, like, Batman the Animated Series is predicated on, you know, doing storylines that are essentially, you know, like, almost like pulp noir stories where they're all loosely connected. But, look, if I'm being honest, this just felt the story felt kind of weak. And outside of like the stuff, like there's a fun little one and done with Batman and Harley teaming up to take out one of her ex-girlfriends that hurt her. And the Suicide Squad story with Straight Man is not bad. It's just kind of okay. The Ra's al Ghul story is like I've seen it all before. It's just kind of like outside of like how I probably rank the books is season 1, season 3, season 2. But again, I don't know. I think they said this is the final one they're going to, Burnett and Dini are going to do together, and they're not going to do anymore, which sucks because I kind of like. While I do have my discrepancies with the series, I do think that like it did have a lot. Like Dini and Burnett clearly wanted to build more in this universe. But yeah, it's just kind of it's just a solid okay. That's all I can say. But, yeah, so you guys tell me in the comments below. If you've read Batman the Animated Series, The Adventures Continue Season 3, that's a mouthful, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. And Chris, thank you once again. I always hate to trash these, I always hate to give negative or, you know, I hate to give these kind of negative reviews, but Chris always says be honest when you're doing these comic reviews, or, you know, don't do them at all. Like, Chris has always been has told me whenever I send these books, be honest no matter what. So that's what I intend to do. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.